Hey Ellie, hey everybody. We're back, Feminine Warrior Mindset, to talk about hurdle number 3 in our recent white paper with over 50 women in tech around career advancement. So the hurdle number 3 was around purpose misalignment. What do we mean by that? Well, purpose is lacking. When we found that the women leaders we talked to would say that what they thought their career would be like was really misaligning with what they were actually doing, their day-to-day responsibilities. And that meant that they were really losing this connection with what they were doing and their purpose. Ellie, tell us a bit about Barbara. I think she's a great example of how this happens.
Absolutely. So Barbara was a team leader in a pre-sales team in tech. And she was, so the main thing she was doing was leading a team and also having the technical expertise and overseeing how her team did that. When Barbara moved into tech originally, what attracted to her about moving into tech was about building products that met the needs of customers and working with customers to problem solve and evolve products. And now in her current role, there was so much focus and structure on winning the deals that she lost sight on how great it felt to work with customers and solve their problems. So Barbara felt like she was spending most of her time updating sales pipeline spreadsheets for management or applying traffic light systems to help the account management team. And she also wasn't spending much time with her customers because she was actually spending more time with her team. So she lost sight of a few things. One was her original purpose and drive of what got her into IT. But secondly, the environment wasn't serving her because the environment felt like all she was doing was, being driven to fear to achieve these numbers. So it made her feel like she wasn't being creative, she wasn't having an impact on the customer, and she no longer really wanted to jump out of bed in the morning to have that impact. So, Holly, what's the impact for organizations and also for people like Barbara in this current situation where they lack purpose?
Yeah, there are two things that come to mind. And one is that what we saw is that in some cases, women leaders were actually so far from their purpose in their career, they'd lost sight, as you said, that they were considering leaving the tech industry altogether. So not even considering like another tech role. So what happens is they kind of lump it all in. So this one experience that isn't working ends up being applied to all tech, right? They just can't see, they can't see their way forward. And so one of the ways that we can rewrite a story for a woman leader like Barbara is first to start to separate out. So what is the ecosystem that she's dealing in, right? So yes, there's tech, but there's also this specific company's ecosystem. And then what is it that Barbara really wants? So getting, again, clarity and reframe on, like, going back to the original purpose. Why does she love to, and why she got into tech and what she loved maybe in other roles. So in terms of the ecosystem, we can never guarantee that another company is going to be better or an environment will be better. But once you really understand the pieces that align or don't align, like you said, she was not wanting to get up in the morning, right? So she felt a lot of the fear, a lot of the reporting. But if we can reframe how she looks at this, it could be that all she could see was that. And there might be other elements. So we work at Feminine Warrior Mindset with our clients to get a clarity right through both neuroscience and embodiment around, like, what is it, right? When am I in my most effective frame of mind? It's like a mental fitness. Sometimes we can only see down in like a very low quadrant of like ineffective thinking. So then we start to get clarity. All right, this is my environment. This is where I do excel. Let me see if I can find that in this environment, right? The other piece is, and again, this is about what I can control. And the other piece is that for Barbara is like, well, what was it that originally made me love tech? And let me get realigned on that purpose within, because how am I showing up to this job? So what, before I just jump ship and even go to another company or decide to leave tech altogether, what is it that I really want? What would really bring me the satisfaction? What can I live with? That maybe there's always going to be some drudgery with any job, but that I know I'm moving not away from that, but towards something I want. So we really do a reframe, also personally, reconnection with purpose. That way, at least, Barbara might still decide this is not the company for her, but when she does leave, she'll know what to look for and she'll know how to trust what feels right. So I don't know if there's anything you would add to that, Ellie, but thank you for sharing that story about Barbara.
Yeah. And please comment if you'd like a copy of our white paper, which will give you more information about the strategies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening.